And just at the last second, getting the spikes off the turf. Huge divot by Parra.
Yeah, man, replace your divots.
Yeah. Hey, on Robo, Darren Haggard, and you can he flies under the radar. You can't see him. It's amazing.
No. And still does that good work.
Thank you, Darren.
So that's what, 6 or 7 so far. Tommy Medica,
7.
3 home runs in his 54 at bats since coming up here in September. Filling in for Yonder Alonso. Done well. Cahill looks like he's got good stuff today.
Got a good sinker working. Not going to change speeds in the strike zone today.
And Dick, Dana Levin, who usually runs our camera high home, he's off today, so we want to thank Dana for all his hard work.
3-pitch strikeout. Medica goes down swinging. 5 up, 5 down for Cahill.
Some of the other guys who worked so hard on the jib out there on the set. Darren Burnworth and Dave Stewart do a good job. Dan Steele, Steely Dan. There's Danny Parker. Spin it, Danny.
Focus, focus.
Work your magic. Dan Steele, I mentioned Paul Vogel, Mark Tippy, and Dan Ullman. Our camera guys, nicely done for your great work.
It's an all-star crew.
Yep.
You know, many of the men that you just saw, now that baseball is closing down, they're going to be covering NFL football and other sports for the networks and for Fox Sports 1 and Fox Sports San Diego's other activities. But I'm amazed at how stunningly skilled they are. You think, folks, you've got all those cameras, and then you've got the guys in the truck, and the ball's hit on a line drive, and boom, you cut right away to the right camera at the right time. Kotze earns a walk, and that's the first base. Isn't that appropriate? The first base runner for the Padres today is Mark Kotze.
Hey, let's make it a win today, and especially let's make it Mark Kotze Day. Hopefully he can come through and pull the Padres within a victory the last game of the year.
Mark Sweeney doing handsprings just on a walk.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's celebrating already. Nick Hundley. Good home run year for Nick. A dozen. All the Kotze family here to enjoy Dad's Day.
And his wife Jamie there, just keeping an eye on the kids there. An emotional day, I'm sure, for Jamie. Just soaking it all in, right? Man, it's something that we all have to deal with. Mm-hmm. And of course, Tony, you took off the uniform for the last time, and a Hall of Fame career, and it's an emotional day.
You have to know in your heart that it's time. And when I walked into the park today, I met Mark's mom and dad, and I asked him that. He said he felt like it was time. And as long as you're comfortable with that, then you'll deal with what you had to deal with the last couple of days. I'm sure this is an emotional day today.
But he's not going to leave baseball.
No, he's a baseball guy. He could do whatever he wants to do.
Line shot, foul.
I remember when I was with the Colorado Rockies in 1993. I witnessed Dale Murphy as a teammate taking off the uniform for the last time in his career. He was in tears in his lockers at the Astrodome, and his eyes were just welled up, and he's just sitting in his locker. I mean, to see a great player, I thought Dale Murphy was a great player, two-time MVP.
Yeah, some think he should be in the Hall of Fame.
2 home runs shy of 400.
Rolled to third. That's a tough play. Charging is Davidson, and he throws high. Safe is Huntley. The Padres have the first 2 men on here. Or check that with 2 outs, 2 men on. We're going to call that an infield hit.
Tony, he could smell it.
Could smell it. Throws a little lower, they're going to get him, but the throw is high. Pulls Goldschmidt off the bag. It would have been a tough play. It would have been a close play anyway. Finally gets the base hit.
First hit of the game. So 2 on, 2 out to Alexi Amarista.
It had to be emotional for you, Tony, taking off the uniform for the last time.
Yeah, it was in the sense that, that was my last game. I was going to get one at bat. I was going to pitch hit. Knew it was probably going to be in the 8th inning. And you get emotional. But I knew in my heart it was time. It was time to do something else.
Well, the Padres have generously included past players as part of their executive core. Special assistants Trevor Hoffman and Brad Ausmus, Mark Loretta, of course, Executive Vice President Dave Winfield. So it wouldn't be a surprise if Kotsay is included in that group. Ground ball right back to the mound. Flipped by Cahill, and the Padres lead 2 here in the 2nd. No score at Petco. On to the 3rd.
And time now for our AT&T Twitter poll question of the day. We're looking toward the future in this question, asking you which Padre position player will make the biggest impact next season. And these are your choices. Will Venable for that one, 2014 Venable would be your hashtag. The hashtags will be similar throughout. Jed Jerko, Chase Headley, Carlos Quentin, and Yasmani Grandal are your choices. And hey, any one of these guys could be the biggest impact player for next year. What do you guys think?
I hope it's a 5-way tie.
Yeah.
That'll be it'll be a great season. I got a hunch that Grandal is going to have
I can see that. No
good
question.
year. But you know, we got to see how that knee is going to react. A high fly ball to shallow left. Kotsay comes in. Oh, that was way up there. Off the bat, a toughie go switch.
Okay, some other people to thank who do a great job behind the scenes. There's the truck. There's Tommy Knoll pushing the buttons. Director Michael Odino, MO. Thank you, my friend. It's a pleasure. And Max Michalak.
Central Michigan.
Yeah, Chippewas. Guys, they're wearing the headsets. They do a great job down there. Mission Control. Well, actually, Mission Control's in El Cajon, I think, or something, or Houston, Texas. Where's Mission Control, guys?
Houston.
It is Houston? For Fox Sports.
Oh, I know. I thought you meant the Mission Control. I think Los Angeles.
The Woodlands, outside of Houston.
Okay.
But I like to call the truck Mission Control because those guys are working all the magic down there.
All of us, it's kind of a nice charitable gift, and it doesn't cost us anything to have people bid on coming to a Padre game, come up to the booth, meet us, and see how we do things as pitcher Cahill strikes out. and then show them around Petco and go to the truck. After they go through the total experience, almost unanimously they say, "Oh, well, I couldn't believe it's a truck."
Yeah.
Yeah, they don't think it's too easy.
Yeah.
For us. How does that get done in the truck?
Well, it's people also like Jeff Mitchell, who has directed some games. Jason Lewis, producer. Stephen Rose doing the producer role as well. So thank you guys. You guys are gems, and we're lucky to have you. Talking in our ear, screaming in our ear.
Who do you think's going to have the better season next year?
Oh, I'm betting on, well, I hope it's a tie.
There you go. Diplomacy. Yeah. Line drive, and there's the first hit for the D-backs as Pollock sends it into right center, and he's got great speed. He's going to make 3 out of this, and he'll do it without a slide. So the first hit for the D-backs, a triple to right center off the bat of A.J. Pollock. With 2 outs, fortunately.
That ball leaked over the center of the plate. Nick Hundley was set up on the inside. That's one thing that Robbie Erlin really does well. Just didn't get that pitch in there for the 2-out triple.
See, both guys trying to cut that ball off. They just couldn't get to it.
That's the 5th triple for Pollock. He leads the Diamondbacks. Willie Bloomquist, safe on a fielder's choice, his first at bat. Swings at one in the dirt. The Diamondbacks had never had an Arizona State player make their roster until Bloomquist a couple years ago, and now they have 2 in the lineup today with Ghostwish, also the catcher. A Sun Devil. Out of play. Gentleman with a Gwynn jersey.
A lot of those going around. We even see those on the road, T, quite a bit. The Gwynn 19s.
You get a big percentage of those, don't you?
I wish.
2 strikes to Bloomquist. Got him to chase again. Blocked by Hundley. The put out at first base 2-3. And that's it for the Diamondbacks. A 2-out triple, but Pollock stays at third.
A beautiful day here in San Diego, and it's a beautiful day in our ears too. Why? Because audio is so important. The gentleman you're looking at right now, Dave Robertson. Dave, thank you very much for the. Hey, can we get some more effects in our ears? We need some more effects. There you go, Mark Ancliffe, and then our A2s, our audio assistants: Carlos Castro, Hermano, James Olson, Darren Perdue, Jesse Bermudez, Ryan Creighton, and Eric Dahl. Thank you so much for the sounds, the sweet sounds in our ears. for every game. We appreciate it.
And more than any other sport, the sounds of baseball.
Yeah.
Ball to glove, ball to bat, fans screaming. Concessionaires, peanuts, popcorn. Barrel voice character in the lower box is saying, "What's wrong with you today, Black?"
You know, Chiron Bob, who works the graphics, he does a tremendous job. Sean Lyon, of course, you know Sean, Dick?
Absolutely.
Sean Lyon, and there's CB, Chiron Bob.
Yeah, people have been wondering what a Chiron Bob looks like.
Yeah.
Take another shot of Chiron Bob.
With the gloves and everything, and there's Sean. Appreciate it.
He's a budding star, that kid, I'll tell you.
And then the Fox box that you see, there's Adam McClune. When you see the little bug up in the left-hand corner, keeping track of balls and strikes and tracking runners, that's Adam working his magic. Hey, Adam, that was a ball.
Venable skips away from that pitch in the dirt.
There it is, 1-0.
So you think it's television is easy, folks. You just get a little taste of how complicated, how many people that have we gotten into the tape room yet? Are we going to do that yet? We're going to have to. I mean, it just is so many people doing so many things, and you wonder why. Now and then, someone critical say, "How in the world could they have made that mistake? Are you kidding?" I mean, I don't even know how it gets from that truck up into that blue sky and then comes back down into my set.
Well, you know, we also talk about like replays and tape and stuff like that down there. Well, there's a certain section of the truck that Craig Chatfield works. There's Craig. Craig, thanks for all you do, man. He's got like 2 remotes in his hand. Robbie Amavisca. You know those you know those little montages we have coming back from break. Robbie is the guy who it's the other one. It's the other knob, Robbie. And of course, Bill Pettigrew. I'd like to welcome Bill Pettigrew, who does a great job, and also wish him a happy birthday, Bill Pettigrew. Happy birthday, Billy. Tom Rand also down there in our tape room.
3-1 to Venable. And ball 4. Padres a 1-out ball.
Happy birthday, Bill.
Now just think about what you've just seen, folks. There's shots of camera in the truck showing the guys. Mark coordinating that with the introduction. All the while you're watching the game, and the graphics is putting up the number of pitches, 36 now for Cahill, balls and strikes, score. You know, a shot that gives you the sense of place, the long shot. Now on a close shot of Denorfia. Now you pull out, pitcher, hitter. Inside ball 1. Close up Cahill as he greets his catcher. I mean, it just
tells a story.
I mean, it's a true art form.
Absolutely.
Hey, and in video, Mark Sharon, Bernard Gankars, Bernie, Marco, thank you. Thumbs up.
No wonder Fox Sports San Diego doesn't have a big party. We got too many people working. They couldn't afford it. Denorfia line to second, a leaping catch by Prado, his first at bat. 22 steals for Venable, 22 homers, 22 steals. And Denorfia handles the bat well. Not a bad spot for a little hit and run. 18 games against the D-backs. Denorfia, .311 hitter. This would be a good spot, a 2-1 pitch. Venable has his lead. Oh, they got him. They were going to try something, whether it was a steal or a hit and run, and Venable got himself going in the wrong direction. And didn't have the momentum, although it looked like he got his hand on the bat.
I was going to say, even though he flinched and went to second, I think he got his hand back in there. But Hunter Winterstedt didn't think so.
Boy, once you get that momentum going just a little bit.
That's all it takes.
And the count goes 3-1. You think that was a straight steal or a possible hit and run?
I think it was a straight steal, and of course
And if it was a good enough pitch for Denorfia to hack
yeah,
at it.
if he thought it was good enough.
Sure.
More of a run and hit.
Exactly.
Hit and run.
Give Venable a chance to possibly steal that bag, but
Slice into the right field corner. Long run. Parra can't get it. By him to the wall. Denorfia can keep right on running. Around second to third. And he'll pull up at third as the relay comes in. Well, that pickoff of Venable costly now for the Padres as Venable goes to the dugout. Denorfia rifles a triple to right.
That's what they have to do against Cahill. Get that two-seamer up, get the fastball up. And Chris Denorfia, like he's done so many times this year, going with the pitch. Run like the wind, bullseye for the triple. Another two-out knock.
he's sizing up right field that whole at bat.
And his big two-run single last night was through the right side. Jerko then with a chance to give the Padres the first run of the game. Ooh, good stop by Goswish. Isn't that something, though, that no rookie second baseman has ever led his team in RBIs? And Jerko has a chance for that. And in fact, on the home run department, he now is third all-time second baseman, rookie second baseman, home runs. Dan Uggla hit 27 for Atlanta a few years ago. Joe Gordon, Flash Gordon, with the New York Yankees back in 1938, 24 home runs.
Yeah, he and Jerry Coleman
right
together.
And
Teammates
Jerko
and
tied for third.
There's George Molina. George, one ringy dingy, two ringy dingies. Patch that call through, will you? Thanks for all you do, my friend.
All color coded.
Thought that was Lily Tomlin there for a second.
2-2 to Jerko. A lot of tricky shadows here in San Diego at Petco at this hour, nearly 4:30.
Yeah, the batter's eye, almost maybe a quarter or a third shadow out there. Majority still in sunlight.
Another full count. Cahill's walked a couple, including Venable, but then picked Venable off, and Denorfia followed with a triple. Ground ball right side and through. The Padres take a 1-0 lead. Denorfia scores on a slow rolling single through the right side. Well, that's a reward you get going the opposite way. 56 RBIs for Jerko.
Wasn't the prettiest thing. Sinker away, a little bit out in front. You got a bat almost getting knocked out of his hand.
Yeah.
But he puts it in the perfect spot. Prado can't get to it.
Talk about beating the defense.
And there you go. Job done. Run on the board. Padres lead.
That brings up Chase Headley. Fly to right. Late on that swing. 89 on the fastball.
I think Jerko thought about going there on that first pitch because he didn't think Cahill was paying him any attention, but once he delivered the ball to the plate, he saw how big a lead Jerko had over there, so I expect him to pay a little bit more attention now.
One of his teammates may have reminded him as well, Goldschmidt, acting as though he might have said, hey, keep an eye on him. Look at that shot. Tough. So triple Denorfia with 2 outs and Jerko's ground ball single to right. And the Padres are in front 1-0.
Well, our engineer of the truck, JT, is putting together some, I don't know what it is, repairing some type of radio. John Turner runs the truck, makes sure everything's working right there. That doesn't go there. That's not the way. I'm trying to keep an eye on Cahill's delivery there. It looks like he's just using a traditional leg kick. He wants to concentrate on making a good quality pitch. Doesn't want to be too quick to the plate and hang something to Chase Headley to do some damage. Might throw over right here. Nope.
Well, this is the day to take advantage in right field of the shorter distance for the left-handed pull hitter. And they keep statistics on everything, including what has happened with the fence moved in 10, 11 feet in right field. Well, there have been 25 home runs this year at Petco that would not have been home runs a year ago. Unfortunately, 10 by the Padres, 15 by the opposing team. And Will Venable has benefited most. He's hit 4. That ball's hit well on cue, up the alley and against the wall. Running all the way is Jerko. He's around third. Here's the throw to the plate. It's offline. Jerko scores on a double by Headley.
Yeah, we saw it last night. After Denorfia got the 2-run single. This time Jerko gets the single. And boy, Headley gets the ball up in the zone. Puts a nice swing on that. Drives it up the gap in right center. Elevated.
And I'm sure Chase would be the first one to say, those are the pitches I need to crush.
Yeah.
Those are the mistakes I need to capitalize on. There are some times this year, and it happens to every hitter, Tony.
Yep.
They're going to swing through it. They're going to foul it back, and they might not get that pitch again. So good to see Chase Headley jumping all over that elevated pitch.
Well, the 3 batters preceding Tony Medica have a single, double, triple. Medica could come up with a blast here. Yeah. They'd hit the cycle for successive hitters. Headley, who's down in home runs, of course, and down in RBIs, but up in doubles. That's his 33rd, a career high. Medica struck out swinging the first time, takes the ball inside. Two nothing Padres. Triple Denorfia, single Jerko, RBI double Headley.
Speaking of doubles, I think there should be an award given out to a guy, the Foster Brooks Award.
For
Guy
doubles?
who ends the season with the most doubles.
Was that a great characterization, Foster Brooks? And he didn't drink.
Yeah.
I knew Foster.
Did you?
Yeah.
Nice.
Out of Pittsburgh. I ran into him at a golf event in Los Angeles, the old LA Open. And I had just started at KTLA and I was working 17. Tom Harmon was the host. And this character with the beard comes up to me and introduces himself, and he says, I have this really terrific routine. I know sports, so I tie it in with sports.
Right.
And I said, okay, give me a sample. So within 30 minutes, he had me on my knees laughing. And so a couple of weeks later, I was asked to MC a big banquet in Long Beach, a sports banquet. And I thought, here's a great time to introduce him. And I called him and said, yeah, I'll do it. Foul ball. And I mean, there were about 1,000 people there. I mean, it was roaring. I introduced him as a sportscaster from Pittsburgh. You probably haven't heard him. Foster Brooks is his name. And I think this, now that he's in Los Angeles, we're in for a treat. Foster, come on up here. And he comes up there and he goes into his routine.
Right. Priceless.
It was a Dean Martin show, right? He became a regular.
Yeah, the roasts. Yep.
Another foul, Medica.
Hey, the Padres, you know, guys, you would agree, I would think. This team is gritty. They don't give up. They put together a good fight. 2 out runs. Yesterday they had 8 2-out runs. Both runs today, 2 outs.
Mark Kotze waiting his turn. Nice smile there from Chris DeNorfia. Is going into his College Hall of Fame next month. And another full count.
Well, earlier we talked about camera guys working the robo. Darren Haggard. Darren, there you go. Spinning the. Look at that. It's like a video game. You're playing Pac-Man down there, aren't you? Waka, 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 waka. Thanks, Darren.
So you see both ends of that operation. And yet another foul. Who operates this camera that takes the shot in the booth? I mean, that's just a locked in, but that moves, doesn't it?
Yeah, I think
Darren
does that
too.
Also.
Show us how you do that, Darren. Let's see here. There he is. Here we are. And there's the star of the show.
Very cool.
What a world.
Here's the angry statistician,
yeah.
Mike Trussell.
Yeah.
Francie, Danita Joe. Oh, the guy on the right really messed up that picture, huh?
Those beautiful smiles from Francie and Danita are because they were looking at his shirt.
Yeah.
You know.
Well, you know, Francie is our stage manager, so she runs the booth.
Raise your hand.
She makes it sure that we do everything on time. And Danita, wave Danita. She works the set, stage manage for the pre and post game set.
And Mike has been a long-time statistician with Padre telecasts. One of the fine teachers in our community. And another walk.
We call him Mr. Visor, Mike Trussell.
10-pitch walk. Medica fouled off plenty. That's the third base on balls from Trevor Cahill, and it brings up Kotze with the bases loaded. Is this in the script? Final home game after 17 great seasons. In the lineup, saluted before the game. Put a charge in one with the bases full of Padres and family ready to cheer loud and long. Only first and second, I'm sorry. Run somebody out there. Put one of the kids at third. If you're going to hit one, let's do it with the bases drunk.
Yeah.
Grounded to short. Long throw across in time. And that'll do it for the Padres. But with 2 outs, a triple DeNorfia, single Jerko makes it 1-0, and Chase Headley's double follows Jerko's single, and the Padres lead by 2.
fourth inning. The Padres lead 2-0. And Robbie Erlin on to pitch in the fourth inning. And Bud Black talking about Erlin earlier today and saying, hey, he really likes how he's embraced the learning curve there and understands the importance now of the fastball down. He said, in the big leagues, there's a fine line. You can't go just above the knee or lower thigh. That's not down. You have to get it to the knee or below. And Bud said, look, he has the ability to pitch up. No doubt about that. He throws a good high fastball, but it needs to be located down and up. And he feels like Robbie has really increased in his understanding of secondary pitches as well in the bigs, the importance of those. He's not just going to be an overpowering pitcher, but the quality secondary pitches will really benefit him going forward and help disrupt a hitter's timing, guys.
Well, he's trying to do that to Goldschmidt. He's locked him on 3 pitches, 1 and 2. He struck out Goldschmidt the first time. And he skips that one well in front of the plate.
You know, we've talked about it many times as Darren Balsley, the pitching coach for the Padres, looks on. And Dick and Tony, we've talked about it. It's a matter of, you know, it's a fine line between a pitch above the knees or just at the knees or below that could be the difference in a broken bat or a home run.
There's Goldschmidt going the opposite way with a solid single to right field, and that extends his hitting streak to 16 consecutive games.
See, I would say that last pitch right there is a good example of that, because we're talking about down by the knees. If you elevate it, 2 inches above the knee, it's all of a sudden a little bit easier pitch to flatten your bat at. See, that ball's in the middle of the plate. It's about 3 inches higher than the knee.
Yep.
And it's easier for the hitter to kind of get his barrel hit on that ball and not even have to pull it to hit it hard to get a base hit.
Right, and like Laura said in her report, and Buddy mentioned it, you might be able to get away with that more times than not in the minor leagues.
Yep.
There might be one guy, maybe 2 guys in that lineup that is a definite threat.
Martin Prado popped up, first baseman in the first inning. Gets into a lot of double plays. Padres like to get a ground chance, but this one is high and deep to left field. Katse going back farther and farther, and then he runs out of room. A home run for Martin Prado, and he ties it up with 1 swing. San Diego fans, you see what he did? Caught the ball and threw it right back to Katse.
Looked like a fastball. What?
Yep. Fastball, thigh high.
0-1 pitch, so he was ahead, just didn't get it in enough.
Watch the fan. Catches the ball. Get rid of it here. That wrong guy hit it. A little soft liner captured by Medica off the bat of Matt Davidson. So a 2-2 tie on Prado's 14th home run of the season. Gerardo Parra grounded to second. It's an interesting statistic. They break down Erlin's pitches, right-handed hitters versus left-handed hitters. You would think the success would be against the lefties, but the lefties are hitting .333 against him. Right-handers only .240. Go figure.
You know what that tells me is that a lot of down and away or up and away to lefties not pitching in enough, because if you turn it around, he does that to the righties and it's tough to get extended. Does that make sense, T?
Yep.
Might be just one of the reasons as we take a look at the numbers that Dick just mentioned.
So now 4 home runs from right-handed hitters. Robbie won't be 23 until next month. Making his 9th big league start this afternoon. Swung on and missed. The ball in the dirt. 4 strikeouts now for Erlin.
We want to thank the gentleman in the utilities department, and when I say utilities, that means pretty much everything. I mean, lugging around cables and equipment, doing the heavy lifting. Henry Vasquez Thank you, Henry. Mark Burris, Cameron Kennedy, Tony Bavacqua. Bavacqua.
Huh?
Bavacqua couldn't hit water if he fell out of a boat. Here's Cameron. Enrique Cobos. And doing his job right there. Thank you very much. Tell you something about Bavacqua. If I had a guy like Bavacqua who was in the lineup every day, I'd send a limousine to pick him up. Of course, that's the Tommy Lasorda rant when he and Lasorda got into a shouting match through the press. That's classic.
Owings fly to right the first time, and the count goes 3-0. Only one walk from Erlin. That was the leadoff man, Pollock, to start the game.
In fact, if you want to enjoy that, go to YouTube and just type in Lasorda rant Bavacqua. Sit back and enjoy.
How about Dave Kingman?
Ask about his performance?
Dave Kingman.
Hey, what did you think about Dave Kingman's performance today? What did I think about his performance? He had 4 home runs. But it goes on deeper than that.
Yeah, I don't think it's not for the children. Owings flies to right field for the second time, but Goldschmidt single, Prado home run, and we're even at 2. Lexus dealer who invites you to test drive a luxurious Lexus automobile today. By Petco, where the healthy pets go. And by Farmers Insurance. Contact your local agent at 888-96 Farmers. Oh boy. Number 22.
Hey, there's a guy who put out a little offense in his career, Dave Winfield.
He's going over the hitters with his guess. Mike D in the background, red and white check shirt. That forum last night was highly entertaining and informative, as well should be, and I think the success of that Q&A with the Padre management is going to be a regular presentation on Fox Sports San Diego. Hundley looking for his second hit, but shortstop Owings able to cover the ground, a little off on the throw, but tagged by Blomquist. One away. Fourth inning, a 2-2 tie here at Petco. Alexi Amarista tapped to the mound his first time. Poor Alexi is in a 1-for-40 slump. Average down to 241. Teo looking for a quick inning. He needed 36 pitches in the third. Erlin had used 36 pitches for the first 3 innings. Shallow fly ball back of first into foul territory. Long run for Prado, and the trio of D-backs unable to get there, just into the aisleway. One and two to Amarista with the pitcher Erlin on deck.
See Cahill kind of looking at his finger right there. Who knows what that was all about? You often hear about, I'm not saying this is the case, but you often hear about guys getting blisters over the course of the season.
You would think at this stage, final week of the season, you've got calluses, not blisters. Huh?
Yeah.
Those can kind of be tricky to maintain too, you know. You don't take care of it properly. Hey, especially you don't want a callus because then it'll crack. You want to kind of shave that callus down a little bit. You crack one of those open, man, that can get nasty. Did you ever get,
no.
When you were hitting?
No.
Never got blisters or anything
nope.
early in the year?
And another full count.
I used to watch Andy Ashby get those, blisters, and he would sand them down,
right.
Put them in pickle juice and all that stuff. And I had no idea how tough it was for pitchers.
You figure, that's a lot of friction on that finger and against that fingernail on the inside part of like your middle finger, especially if you throw like a split finger fastball.
High fly ball into right center. Pollock making the catch a couple of steps shy of the warning track. 2 away, and here's our cold hard fact brought to you by Frost Brewed Coors Light. Padres history, most wins in a season, team against team. Diamondbacks 2004, Padres captured 12, and they have a chance with the win today to equal that. Counting this game, 4 to go. The Padres need 2 wins of the 4 to match last year's 76-86 finish. Erlin the batter. And the count 1-1. But when you think about last year, Yonder Alonso was there the full year basically. Quinton had a productive year. Headley had a sensational year with the bat. And they'd managed to do a good job this year. Nice play, but again his throw is offline, and Owings throw to Goldschmidt, and Goldschmidt with a tag. Padres go in order. We're on to the 5th, tied at 2. So that's what those pilots do, huh? Get 21 of them together and they make some nice music.
That's right.
We've completed 4. The totals here at Petco this afternoon. The Padres 2 runs, 4 hits, no errors. They've left 4. Arizona 2 runs, 3 hits, 1 a 2-run homer by Martin Prado, no errors and 2 left. As we go to the 5th inning and a close game. That's been the song of the season for the Arizona Diamondbacks. 86 of 158 games, that's 54%, have been decided by 1 or 2 runs. And they have more 1-run wins, 33, than any major league team. Kirk Gibson shaking his head as if to say, not another one. Ground ball to third.
Oh!
Headley, a long throw, scooped out by Medica. Outstanding at both ends as Tuffy Ghostwish is denied.
There's Gold down there at third base. The nice backhand, time to set. Remember, that's the catcher running, and Tommy Medica picking up Chase Headley at third base with the short hop. Medic!
Ah. I think he ought to borrow the song from West Side Story as his entry song.
Oh yeah.
Da 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 Medica. Da 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 da
Sharks and
Medica.
Jets, right? Rita Moreno. How you doing? That's a good one, Professor.
Yeah. Just
Show tunes, love it.
Overthinking.
Give me some Oklahoma, where the wind comes sweeping down the plain.
Yeah, they don't write musicals like that anymore. Is that Rodgers and Hammerstein or Rodgers and Hart? I think it's Hammerstein.
I think Hammerstein. Sound of Music, Julie Andrews,
Oh man,
Christopher Plummer, Edelweiss.
that still plays. And what is that? 30, 35 years old.
One of the greatest movies of all time.
1-2 to Trevor Cahill. I mean, you are a legitimate buff, a movie buff. I mean, you're there. No, you are. You know. You not only know the movies, you can recite the entire narrative.
Yeah.
So, I don't want you to answer right away because I want
You're
this
trying
to be
trying to stump me?
No, I want
Okay.
to know not their top 3 or top 5. If you only could watch one movie, only one left.
I'm on an island and somebody's going to drop a DVD on the island.
That's what would it be?
Caddyshack.
What? Caddyshack?
Uh-huh. I need a laugh if I'm out there on that island all by myself.
Okay, that's true.
But honestly, my favorite movie of all time. Favorite movie of all time.
Well, that's what I'm asking you.
Yeah. It's a Wonderful Life. Jimmy Stewart, Donna Reed.
Yeah, that's.
I cry like a baby when I watch that movie. And I cry when I watch Caddyshack too because I'm splitting a gut, pulling a hamstring with all the laughs.
Said Caddyshack and Angry Mike are threw his fist in the air. Yeah,
Give me the thumbs up. What's your favorite movie, Dick?
Oh boy, that's that's why I ask you only one because there's just too many. I mean, you can go back. You know, I'm enthralled by the fact that when movies finally went from black and white to color, that maybe you could say two of the greatest movies of all time were produced in that first year. I think it was 1939. Wizard of Oz and Gone with the Wind. I mean, wow.
And remember when Dorothy drained, it was in color. And then they went back to when the tornado hit at the end of the movie goes back to black and white. Opens in black and white. Her dream is in color. And then back to black and white when she sees all her uncles and everything.
Well,
you were there.
No big deal. Kansas is still in black and white. Swing and a miss in the dirt. And so Pollock will be retired 2-3. Couple of strikeouts for Erlin. This is no movie, folks. This is the real deal. And we get worse. Up action, and they're head-to-head on this season. Our Coors Light freeze cam this afternoon. Freeze it as Mark Kotze is saluted by his teammates in the dugout as they allowed him to run out alone and take his position in left field. Mark receiving that handsome surfboard gift that's become a tradition here now, that any Padre leads the league in an event, as Headley last year with RBIs and Cabrera with steals. They both received that surfboard personalized to note the accomplishment of that player. And you could put a lot of information on that for Kotze in his career. Will Venable, then Denorfia and Jerko in the Padre fifth. On the inside edge. Venable fly to right, walked, and was picked off. That cost the Padres a run because Denorfia followed with a triple. And Jerko singled and Headley doubled. Oh, we've seen some drastically short deliveries from both men today.
I'm not sure what that last pitch was, curveball or maybe. It came up way short.
Struck him out. Got him with the changeup.
We want to give a special thank you to Missy Moore. Missy, we're going to miss you. She's going back to Atlanta. She's been around a long time. Thanks for all your hard work. Hey, she's a TCU Purple Frog. She's wearing the purple today.
Horn
Frog, yeah. Big Andrew Castor fan, Missy. Thanks for all you do. You're going to be missed.
Chris Denorfia lined to second and tripled into the right field corner. A diving try by Parra got away from him, and Denorfia raced all the way around to third.
Tony, I didn't ask you what your favorite movie is.
I don't have one.
Really?
Yep.
You're not a movie man?
I'm not really.
Well, it has to be tough for you in your life to go to a movie and have the have the peace to be able to watch it without. I don't mean to bother you, Mr. Gwynn, but
I'm not that patient. I'm not a.
You have to sit that long in one seat. Huh?
I usually wait till they come out on DVD and run out and go get them. I like action movies, but I can't touch y'all's list. Gone with the Wind, Wizard of Oz, Citizen Kane.
How about Field of Dreams? That's my favorite baseball movie.
I just saw the end of that movie the other day. I've never seen it from the beginning.
Really?
Yeah.
No, that's really. I've seen it 7 or 8 times. And my wife says, "You're not going to cry this time, are you?" I said, "What do you think?"
You are.
It's about my father and son. 3-2 now to Dino.
A two-seam fastball out of the hand of Cahill. Trying to work down in the zone and bouncing a few.
6 times Cahill has worked the count full. So that pitch count reflects it. 85. Foul tip into the glove of No Swish. And a back-to-back strikeouts. Venable and Denorfia for Cahill here in the 5th inning.
Well, he went two-seamer, then the slider away, Tony. All upper body, it looked like on Chris there.
Chris tried to stay on it, tried to hit that ball over there to the right field.
And here's Jerko. Jerko, a ground single through the right side. Just manipulated that one hard enough to get it into right field for an RBI. We talked about Jerko's accomplishments, home runs and RBIs as a rookie second baseman, relating that to the rest of the league. But as a Padre, just as a rookie, his 21 home runs second only to Nate Colbert. Year number 1 for San Diego, 1969. Big Nate with 24. 2-1 to Jed.
Describe Jed as advertised. They said he was a pretty good hitter coming in, and that's exactly what he's shown it. He's a pretty good hitter. I think he's been much better defensively than I think anybody probably thought.
Absolutely.
And he's well on his way.
And another full count.
You know, you look at Jed Jerko now. He was the same way first day of spring training. Just his confidence in his ability, the way he handles himself, doesn't bring his bat out to the position and doesn't bring the glove to the plate, right?
And he earns a 2-out walk. The 4th given up by Cahill.
And that says a lot about a player, don't you think, Dick? Tony, that you know, the guys to me, and Tony, you fall into this category, Trevor Hoffman, and I'm not trying to compare Jed Jerko to Tony Gwynn, folks, don't get me wrong there, but when a player messes up and they don't show emotion, to me that's confidence. Okay, it's a fluke. I'm going to get him next time. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
They're confident in their abilities, so they don't get ticked off and they don't throw a tantrum.
You know, it's the old golf line, Lee Trevino playing one of those pro-ams, and one of the amateurs playing with him is slamming his club, and Bill Norris goes to him and says, "Hey, you're not good enough to get that."
Exactly, yeah. That's a good one.
It's true. Of all sports.
Yeah.
Again, especially in this one, because this one you're going to fail.
Oh.
It's just no way around it. You're going to fail. You're going to fail. You know, Major League average says you're going to fail 75% of the time.
Is that the Major League average?
That
250.
Used to be
250.
254-ish, 255.
But if you fail 2 out of 3 times, you're a star.
Oh, absolutely. You know, you're making all-star teams and signing multi-year contracts. And it's all about learning how to handle it, because you know you're going to fail. So I always tell young guys is that, you know, if you can just go out there and do everything that you can possibly do right and let the game will take care of itself. If you continue to go up to the plate and do things right, you're going to have your share of success. It's just the odds work in your favor.
Hit sharply, but right at the second baseman Prado, and Headley gone 4-3. We've completed 5 now at Petco on a beautiful baseball afternoon. Game tied at 2.
Yesterday, Rene Rivera catching Ian Kennedy, and he's continued to show his defensive prowess. But one of the things that he's recently felt is an uptick in his offense, and we've seen that. He said he feels the best he's ever felt offensively in the big leagues. And yesterday, he had a conversation with Phil Plantier about all the work that he put in starting in spring training. He's finally seeing it paying off, and a lot of it has to do with the process and the routine he put in place this season. He says he goes into the cage and hits for a while before the game. Then he takes that, whatever he's worked on in the cage, to BP, and then he takes that same thing that he's worked on into the game, and he's seen that really work, putting a lot of time into it. I was interested in your opinion on this, Tony, just the routine, what that can do for a player.
It's a long drive to left center, and Venable able to chase it down. Took a circular route to that one. It didn't carry as far as he anticipated, and able to come up with a nice catch. Oh, actually a catch and a catch and then a catch. Three hopper. 1, 2, 3.
Now, to answer your question about your routine, that's kind of how you kind of figure things out here. Is that the things that you work on in BP is really what you want to carry into the game, and it usually takes a while to figure that part of it out, but. To me, that's how you prepare to have success, is that you practice.
And it becomes second nature when you go into the game.
Once you get into the game, nothing's going to change. You're just going to work on the things that you were working on in BP.
Yeah, same thing for pitching.
I would suspect.
The last thing I think a coach wants is when you go out there, you want to see the glove, you want to see the sign, see the glove, throw the pitch. You don't want to do any other thinking about your mechanics. The time to do that is when you're throwing your bullpen. You do it time and time and time again to where it becomes second nature and repetition, to where you go out in the game and then everything's in place.
Yep. Hitting's the same way. You work on your mechanics during BP. Once the game starts, you step in that box for real. It's just about seeing a baseball and doing what you do.
Paul Goldschmidt, he sees the baseball well, chops that one to third. Headley on the run. And Goldschmidt 1 for 3 on the afternoon. He has extended his consecutive game hitting streak to 16, the longest of any active player currently. And here's Martin Prado. He's the only hitter that's really put some damage on Robbie Erlin, the 2-run home run in the 4th.
Tony, I don't mean to put you on the spot, but if you were to give a number, how many times you actually swung a bat?
Well,
millions. Over a million?
No, not millions.
Huh? Over a million?
Not millions, no.
Just a guess, 500,000?
Maybe.
I mean, you figure
a lot.
In a course
counting the winter too.
No, I'm talking.
Yeah, every day.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Batting practice,
Lots.
game,
Lots.
instructionally back in A-ball, when you're in Walla Walla.
Lots.
I'm talking from the day you started at Walla Walla to the day you put it down.
Maybe a million.
That's what I mean. Think about it.
I know, it's a lot.
You were diligent off the tee, and
Pete Rose used to bust my chops early in my career because I would do. I'd hit for a half hour every day, and he used to tell me that it wasn't the quantity, it was the quality. If you did it right, you wouldn't have to do it as often. And it didn't make sense until a few years later. But
deep in the hole is Amarista, and he guns it across for the out. 1, 2, 3. Erlin retires the D-backs in order in the 6th.
for the Padres. Yesterday, hitting his 3rd home run in the big leagues, and he said it was nice to get that out of the way here in Petco Park, his first here in San Diego. He said now he feels like he knows how the park plays a little better, and he's been getting a lot of tweets on Twitter, and he said somebody tweeted in saying that they knew the guy who watched this catches the ball in the sandbox, and tried to offer up the opportunity to get that ball back. You see this guy somehow made his way into the sandbox and really kind of made a name for himself. I also asked Tommy about his speed because he did score from first after the Rene Rivera double, and he said he feels like he's sneaky fast. He said he takes good angles around the bases, and he said he's like a bicycle going downhill when he starts going, guys.
He's been a very pleasant addition to that clubhouse.
Yes, he has.
Medica has struck out and walked today. 1-1 the count as Cahill is up to 97 pitches. Medica, Kotze, Hundley for San Diego here in the bottom of the 6th inning.
With Medica, I feel like he's extremely confident.
Drive into left center field. That's going to fall for a base hit. He turns and holds. Padres' 5th hit off Cahill.
He went down and got that slider. Probably, if taken, probably a ball. Ball looked like it was going to be off the plate.
Right off the end.
Look at the forearms on Medica. Look at as he rolls them. Boy, he is a strong guy. No wonder the power.
He needs some anchors on those forearms. Eat a little spinach.
Dade olive oil.
I can see Mark Kotze get into one.
Walk and a ground out. There goes Medica. The ground ball to third. Played a little hit and run, but Kotze couldn't find the hole. He guessed right. The shortstop was covering. There was a big hole, but Kotze punched it right to the third baseman, Davidson. That moves Medica into scoring position. And brings up Nick Hundley, who has an infield hit and a ground out to shortstop. That ball is hit hard and high, deep to left center, but it's going to stay in the yard. Pollock pulls it down. Medica tags and goes to third. Off the bat, it sounded as if Hundley was going to take that one outside Petco Park into the seats, but it died there in left center field.
Hey, another big thank you out there to operations manager Kim Playcheck. She does all the planning, the logistics, all the crewing and all that stuff, setting up everything. Kim Playcheck, thank you very much for all you do, making it run smoothly for all of us here at Fox Sports San Diego. A job well done.
Kirk Gibson with the pitch count at 100 has taken the ball from Cahill, and we're going to have a new Arizona pitcher here in the bottom of the 6th inning with the tie-breaking run at third.
Tonight on Fox Sports San Diego, join Judson and Costa as they get you dialed in on the latest sports news updates. Extra Sports 1360 on Fox Sports San Diego continues tonight at 10:30. Don't miss it. Watch it. Judson and Costa right here on Fox Sports San Diego.
New pitcher is an old friend, Joe Thatcher.
Yeah, Joe's been kind of struggling as a Diamondback. Lefty on lefty here with a runner at third.
Those numbers include the time he was here in San Diego before the trade. Going to Arizona, Ian Kennedy to San Diego.
His ERA the last 17 games for Joe above 9, almost 9.5.
Kokomo Joe will be heading back to Indiana. His new baby, wife and family there. They are true hometowners. He has a wonderful fundraiser there. I was honored that he asked me to attend last year. Bob Gibson is going to be the featured speaker this year.
Nice.
Kokomo.
It's Creighton Blue Jay, huh?
Mm-hmm. Pretty good athlete, that fellow.
Yes, he was.
1-2 to Amarista. Medica third.
Speaking of great athletes, you know what I didn't realize? Jim Brown was a heck of a lacrosse player.
Oh, heck, he was an all-time like the star.
Did you know that?
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, okay. My bad. Sorry.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, he was an All-America, like first team All-America.
I mean, everybody thinks football.
Last foul, he would have been All-America in any sport.
Yeah,
don't you
I think
Tom?
so.
You know who was an All-American up at the University of Maine? Mark Sweeney fan club is in attendance. Hey, there's Kim Playcheck right there. Hi, Kim.
Two and two, Amarista. And down low. Full count. So Thatcher, that's been a malady for Cahill today, the 3-2 count.
Hey, there's the Mark Sweeney fan club. San Diego Padres 97-98 and years.
Struck him out. So Amarista's struggles continue. Thatcher gets the job done. We go to the seventh.
For you, and it was great to see Mark Kotze get a start in the last home game of the season.
Yeah, good to see the guys let him out on the field first time. You know, and it is, and it was a special ceremony today for him and his family. And look at the surfboard. He doesn't know how to surf, but he's got a really nice surfboard.
Family's excited to have him back in the house doing what daddies do best, and he got to make the call on his own, which is wonderful. It so rarely happens in sports. So from all of us at Fox Sports, our best to Mark Kotze and his family. When we see you in a postgame show, we'll have much more on that. You're going to hear from the manager, Buddy Black. And, oh, no, we did not forget. We're going to have the highlights from the inside corner. Sweeney against Grant. Probably should have Mark Kotze make the ultimate decision on who the winner is.
To the top of the 7th inning, Matt Davidson leads it off against Robbie Erlin. That surfboard will be prominently displayed, I would think. That's a nice trophy. Put that in your rec room or wherever you have your various memorabilia. Davidson, a swing and a miss. He is grounded hard to third and sent a soft liner to first. Erlin's allowed only 3 hits through 6 innings. He's retired 9 in a row. 9 in a row since the home run by Prado, the only swing that put a dent in what has been another outstanding outing from Robbie Erlin. There are the hitters. Pollock with a triple, Goldschmidt a single, and the home run Prado. And down goes the rookie Davidson.
There's that elevated fastball we were talking about, Tony and Dick. Talking about concentrate low in the zone, but when you're ahead, hey, up around the chin maybe, swung on and missed.
7 strikeouts for Erlin. He had 7 against the Dodgers in that 2-0 win his last time out. Parra, ground out strikeout. The Arizona family celebrating a birthday of one of their coaches, a popular guy, Glenn Sherlock, their bullpen coach. 53rd birthday. Former Dookie.
I think he's been with the Diamondbacks since day one.
He's the only coach. Yeah.
Back in the Buck Showalter days.
Purple and green days.
Yeah.
Two strikes on Parra.
Let's see if he elevates a fastball here, Robbie Erlin, or bounce a curveball. Oh, Nick wants it in the dirt.
It wasn't, but a ground ball to shortstop Amarista. 11 in a row retired by Erlin. And here's your Fan Diego fans of the game.
Santa, welcome.
I bet he does get work around December 15th. Just heard one of your jokes.
Oh,
blue cotton candy. That's the best.
Yeah.
Another ground ball, and there's Amarista. 12 straight batters retired by Robbie Erlin with the stretch half of the 7th.
still tied up at 2, and time to see our results for our AT&T Twitter question today. And here's how it looks. We asked you which Padre position player will make the biggest impact next season, and it looks like the votes go to Jed Jerko. He's certainly made an impact this year with 21 home runs. He hit his 21st home run last night. Will Venable with 23% of the votes, Chase Headley with 12, and Carlos Quinton just 4, Yasmani Grandal 6%. So like you guys said, it would be great if all these 5 players tied for great seasons next year, and maybe they will. Positive signs for the Padres in 2014.
All right, Laura, let's here we are coming to the end. We're already excited about 2014. It's kind of a bittersweet, melancholy day. You know, the fact that a long season when you go back to spring training in February to here late in September, and all of a sudden the door closes and it's over. An emotional time. It's such a part of our life, and we are so invested in a baseball season that there is a real withdrawal. I mean, it's nice to have more time for yourself and your family, but come Monday, well, I think we're all going to wake up saying, gee, no game today?
No conference call?
I'm not going to miss that, but well, maybe we could record one. Just go on.
We should meet up everyone once a week just to chat and say hi. We got like the code.
Yeah. Let's call each other instead of 10 in the morning. Let's call each other at 6:30.
Hey, I'll be up.
I know you will. Logan Forsythe heading for Erlin. So Erlin, another outstanding start. 7 innings, 2 runs, only 3 hits, 1 walk, and 7 strikeouts. He continues to make a bid for one of those 5 starting spots in the rotation next year. Chaz Rowe on the mound for the Arizona Diamondbacks. Thatcher just got the 1 man out. He was asked to get the left-hander Amrist out with a runner at third, and did. Now the Padres need to get a run for Erlin so that he could pick up his 4th win. Strike 3. You can hear it barked out by Jerry Lane. So top of the order, and Will Venable.
Kind of a little short slider here by Rowe. Short arm slider, didn't break very much, but got enough of the corner. Good strike call.
Pretty much a 2-pitch pitcher, Rowe. Fastball and that slider you just saw, Tony.
Good cut by Venable. He was on it. The attendance announced. Final day of the season at Petco. 21,393 with us. So the Padres a plus 37,000 fans over last year. When you consider the 5-15 start really put a dent in the hopes of so many fans, and then the midseason losing 14 out of 15. Well, these are very faithful baseball fans here in San Diego. Ground ball weakly by the mound. Tough play for Prado. He uses his glove and makes the play. Well, that was a clever backhanded flip to Goldschmidt.
Yeah, usually you see the underhand flip from that position, but the backhand. Oh, Venable getting down that line quickly. It seemed like that was Prado's only move.
It felt like that was the quickest way to get it over there.
And a nice pick by Goldschmidt as well.
And get Venable by a stride. Denorfia lined to second. Leaping catch by Prado, a triple to right and scored, and struck out his last time. That one buckled Denorfia, takes it for strike 2. They still have some terrific season ticket plans. You know, 20 games or whatever. You pick your games for next year. There it is again. His breaking ball fooling Denorfia twice in that at bat. Couple of strikeouts for Chaz Rowe. Padres go in order. We're on to the 8th. Saquon, real friendly, real close. By Jack in the Box. Go big at a participating Jack in the Box with Jack's really big chicken sandwich combos. And by the Aramco Group. Purchase, refinance, reverse. Luke Gregerson comes in to work. Top of the 8th inning, he'll face Tuffy Goswish, then a pinch hitter, and the top of the order Pollock. Luke took the loss on Tuesday night. Gave up that triple by Gregorius just inside the first base bag.
You know, the great numbers for Luke Gregerson. Ever since he's been a Padre, he's pitched extremely well. We know that. But the one thing that I really admire about Luke Gregerson, and this goes along with any pitcher, player, whatever, if he has a bad outing, or he can erase that from his hard drive and turn the page and go to the next day. And that's like any good player. You got to learn how to do that. Some guys, it's difficult.
Yep. Right.
It's a little known fact that in the last 5 years, this man has pitched in more big league games than anyone. This is his 361st game in 5 years.
After a while, you kind of take a guy for granted like Gregerson.
Absolutely.
He's been so solid for you in the 8th inning. Solid started in the 7th a few years ago. It's a strike thrower.
Throws that slider for a strike to Goswich. It was fly to left and robbed of a hit. Remember, that was that smash just over the bag at third. Headley went into foul territory to grab it and throw him out. Foul territory, that'll make the seats. Eric Chavez is on deck. Apparently to pinch hit for Chaz Rowe. Well, Robbie Erlin finished with a flourish, didn't he? After the home run Prado in the 4th inning, he retired the last 12 men he faced.
You know, speaking of Robbie Erlin, you talk about making an adjustment and making an adjustment early. Lead off the game, a walk, the fielder's choice, got out of it with a strikeout and a pop up. And, you know, it was just the one bad pitch, the home run pitch, the 2-run shot to Prado.
Pop up, back of home plate. Hundley might have a play. Oh, just over the screen. So the count remains 1-2 on the Arizona catcher. James Benjamin go swish. Use your imagination. Nickname Tuffy.
I think JB would be a good nickname there. Initials, but Tuffy, hey, you don't hear that. Last Tuffy I knew was Tuffy Rhodes for the Cubs and the Astros back in the early 90s. Remember Tuffy Rhodes, Tony?
Wasn't there a big time roller derby female star, Tuffy somebody?
I'm sure there was. T-Birds?
Yeah, I think.
I'll bet that if it's roller derby, Professor, you nailed it. There's got to be.
Ground ball to third, 2 hops to Headley. And 1 away. Here it comes, folks. 1, 2, 3, go.
This copyrighted telecast is presented by authority of the San Diego Padres and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form, and the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the San Diego Padres. Mr. Enberg?
Did you like how I directed counted you down?
I like it.
See, that's a little inside TV for you folks in wheel. That's what they're shouting in our ears, because the producers can't count more than 5. So they start 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And then when they say 1, then we're supposed to talk. Or they scream at you.
Yeah.
But Max, having gone to Central Michigan, he uses both hands. So he can go to 10,
yeah.
9, 8. Chavez, local lad, had a good career. Pretty good numbers this year. Home run threat. 2-0. Mount Carmel High School, Chavez, career numbers 257 home runs. Three and 0 the count. Chavez coming up to the big leagues way back in 1998 with Oakland. That's a strike. 13 years with the A's, and then to the Yankees in 2001 and last year 2012. Signed by the D-backs as a free agent this year. High pop up back of the plate, not a play.
Hey, Professor, does the name Marjorie Brasson ring a bell?
Tuffy Brasson.
There you go. The original tough girl in roller derby.
Yeah, she was the villain.
You nailed it.
And she would pork chop. She'd get those elbows out there. Call it off. Tuffy's on the skate.
Oh, that's great. The original bad girl
She was.
of roller derby.
Oh.
She rolled for the Brooklyn Red Devils.
High chopper off home plate. Gregerson quickly over to Medica. And there's 2 away. That is a great nickname, isn't it?
Yeah.
You know, it's the old line that you don't want to go to a restaurant where the maitre d's nickname is Dirty Joe. I mean, you know, you don't want to pick up the phone and date a woman called Tuffy. A.J. Pollock. Fly ball to right. Denorfia coasting toward the line. And a 1-2-3 inning for Cool Hand Luke. Bottom of the 8th. Jerko will lead it off. game. The storylines before the game featured Mark Kotsay retiring after 17 great major league seasons. Gifts from the Padres to Mark and his family. Dino Cristanorthia able to triple into the right field corner, and then Jerko squeezes a ground ball into right field to score him, and Headley drove in a second run to make it 2-0, but Martin Prado found the first row in left field after Goldschmidt had singled in the 4th inning to tie the game at 2. And that's where we are. Padres 2 runs, 5 hits. Diamondbacks 2 runs and only 3 hits. Jerko to face the new pitcher, David Hernandez. Hard throwing right-hander, but he will throw some long balls. 10 home runs given up by Hernandez in his 59 innings.
Always working from the stretch. David Hernandez, recalled September 1st. Fastball, curveball change. Since he's been recalled, 9 of his 11 outings have been scoreless. Hopefully that changes here in the Padre 8th.
95 miles an hour on that fastball. He can get it up there even faster than that.
He'll top out at 98.
2-1.
Pitched 2 nights ago, I think it was.
Yes, he did. He was the 3rd of the 8 pitcher used, and he gave up a run.
Yeah, he threw a lot of pitches that inning, and that's the thing. With, he can challenge you with a plus fastball, but you got to make him throw strikes.
And the count 3-1. That's a pretty good pitch there.
Yes,
but
it was.
Hernandez doesn't get the call. Jerko, RBI single and a walk today. Right in the heart of the plate. And Jerko, second time he's walked. Leadoff walk, that often spells good things for the recipient. And Chase Headley steps up.
I know Hernandez didn't like that.
No, he got
like
squeezed on 2 calls.
That
there.
last call right there.
You know what that is, Tony? It's a hang with him. Yeah.
Yep. That's a big old hang with him.
Chase Headley, an RBI double in 3 at-bats.
Oof.
Three for 9 and a home run against Hernandez. That home run was in Arizona last year. Remember, the Padres had blown a big lead, and then Headley came up against Hernandez and clubbed a homer, got him right back into the win column. He called that his best home run of the season of 31. Leadoff walk to Jerko. Got in on him at 96.
It's still 2 pretty good swings right there by Chase Headley. $21,393. Would like to see the Padres get a run here in the bottom of the 8th inning and break this 2-2 deadlock. That one sails into upper tier.
I think there's every game since that fedora giveaway, somebody's been coming to the ballpark with a fedora on.
Yeah.
It's been a great giveaway.
Yeah, that was.
Oh. Gets away, or that hits Headley in the ankle. Hernandez can be his own worst enemy. He was squeezed on the leadoff walk to Jerko. And now he hits Headley.
This was a breaking ball, down and in, off the foot.
Right on the toe.
Oh, call a tow truck. Those hurt.
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
You didn't try to get out of the way of that either.
That's tough to get out of the way, isn't it?
And
Because
it
your
is.
weight transfer, they're getting that foot down.
You got to pick it up off the ground a lot of times, and he didn't want to do that. And yeah, that hurts.
Charles Nagy, the pitching coach, out to talk to Hernandez. His wellness has put 2 men on with no one out here in the 8th. And young Tommy Medica stepping to the plate. Todd Hutchison making sure that Headley's okay. Well, there'll be a lot of members of the Padre party after Sunday night that will sleep well for a couple of weeks. Todd Hutchison will be one of them. He
hardest working guy down there, isn't he?
We're endless hours. He's always on call. Somebody always has a problem.
I remember when Hutch was trainer down in Vegas back in the early 80s, and he'd throw BP for the guys.
Yeah, he still shags ball in the outfield. Get a little
when
action.
He's got time.
That's right.
Most of the time, he's in that training room.
Yeah. In the off season, they'll play a little hockey.
That's right.
Ball 1 to Medica. A walk and a single for Tommy.
Let's see how patient Tommy Medica is here with that runner in scoring position. Tie score. He's taken some good pitches over the course of the time he's been up here. Try not to get too froggy, right, Tony?
Yep. Didn't look like he was bunting, so.
They're playing him not to bunt. Third baseman Davidson is well back at third.
Yeah.
And Goldschmidt, as usual, perch way off the line at first.
You know, you talk to some managers, you take a look at the defense. Some people might ask in a certain situation, I'm not saying here, but hey, why not bunt? And the manager might say, you know what? He's not a good bunter. You'd rather have him swing away. Take your chance at swinging away and driving him in. Some guys are made to swing. Some guys are made to bunt when called upon.
In this situation, Buddy feels like the runner's already in scoring position. So, okay, go ahead. Drive him in. And the only thing I would say in this situation is just make sure you get a pitch you can handle. Don't try to do too much with it. Just get a pitch you can handle. Put it in play. Make the defense make a play.
3-1. A wobbly start in this 8th inning. David Hernandez walking Jerko, hitting Headley, and now 3-1 on Medica with Kotze lurking in the on-deck circle.
I'd like to see a ground ball to the center fielder.
Want to throw a strike here. 3-1. Big swing. Ball right there on the inside edge. 3-2. Jerko leading from second, Headley at first. No one out, and 3-2. Got him. Stayed with a fastball. He had 3 straight at 96 miles an hour. And Kotze could be his last at bat in front of the home crowd. Fans standing and giving yet another ovation to Mark. And his wife near tears. Once he hit Headley, Hernandez just relying on his fastball. Wife Jamie, she's into it, isn't she? Wasn't meant to be. Second strikeout. Hernandez. It's up to Nick Hundley. Another hand for Kotze as he walks back to the dugout. It's not the way he wanted it to end, but sometimes the script writers have their own ideas. Who knows? He may get another chance. It's still time. Hundley, infield hit, ground out to short, sent a deep drive to center field last time. Ball one. After striking out Medica and Kotze on fastballs, he goes to the curve to start Hundley. Jerko and Headley ready to go with 2 outs. Two balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs, 2 on, score 2-2. Guess that qualifies for deuces or wild. Off the mask of Arizona catcher, caromed all the way into the crowd.
Nick's had a couple of good fastballs to hack at. It's tough to square up that 96-mile-an-hour fastball.
26 pitch inning for David Hernandez. Jerko walk. Headley hit by a pitch. Medica and Kotze. Medica worked the count to 3-2 and struck out. Kotze strikes out. And now 2-2 to Hundley. Got it. Strikes out the side. Hernandez, after putting 2 men on with his wildness. And the team picture. Fox Sports San Diego Emmy Award winning crew. By Petco, where the healthy pets go. And by your San Diego County Lexus dealer, inviting you to test drive a luxurious Lexus automobile today. With Laura McKeeman, Mark Grant, Hall of Famer Tony Gwynn, Dick Enberg, pleased you're with us on this, the final home game of the season. Houston Street, who has been outstanding after a sluggish start in April, comes on to pitch the 9th inning and will face Bloomquist, Goldschmidt, and Prado, 3 tough hitters.
So since the save is out the window with the tie score and going to the top of the 9th, Mark Sweeney's choice for team MVP on inside corner before the game. Houston Street, and a great choice. He's done a great job out of the bullpen. Kind of struggled early on, but boy, you talk about a pitcher who turned it around.
Padre pitchers have retired 15 straight batters, 12 in a row. Erlin, as he worked through 7 complete. Fuentes enters the game in left field, the double switch, and Fuentes will bat in the 9th spot in the batting order. Insert Street into Kotze's spot, number 6. Strike 2. This is not a save situation, as Mark indicated, but he's 18 for the last 18 opportunities.
Yeah.
He's been rock solid. In those 29 outings, saving 18 of 18. ERA 0.31, 1 earned run and 29 in the 3rd innings. Got him. Slider with the knees. Bloomquist walks away shaking his head.
I don't think Houston Street could have placed this pitch. And that almost looked like a backup slider,
yeah,
like it came back, didn't it?
like an overhand,
yeah,
backup slider, just kind of stayed right in the middle of the plate.
Goldschmidt, ever dangerous, a single in 3 trips. Goes upstairs with a fastball. It's more top of the line, 92 miles an hour. No batting practice for either team. But went over to say hello to Alan Trammell and Kirk Gibson in the Diamondbacks clubhouse and heard these loud sounds. I looked in the batting cage and it was Goldschmidt. Bang, 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 bang. They say that he's a great hitter and he wants to be better. Certainly gets good power going to the opposite field, as we saw in the home run that he hit on Tuesday night.
Yeah, I think that's the hardest part to master at this level. Having the ability to back a ball up and hit like he hit the other night.
2-1. Got that one off the fist. A long run for Fuentes, using his speed to run down that dying liner that had designs on falling.
Well, we know that he's a threat. Houston Street trying to peck away with the fastball and then the slider. Trying not to fall into a pad. That was the mistake I thought that Houston Street got away with there. Got in him just a little bit too quick to the baseball, maybe off the end of the bat for the easy fly ball to left center field. Fuentes out there, got the track shoes on to squeeze it for the out.
Martin Prado, The 2-run homer, the big blow for Arizona. That tied the game back in the 4th inning off Robbie Erlin. Single Goldschmidt, home run Prado. Tied it at 2. And that's the last base runner for Arizona. 17 in a row knocked down since. Bottom of the 9th, it'll be Amarista, Fuentes, and Venable, 3 left-handed hitters. So pretty good guess is we're going to see a southpaw coming out of that Arizona bullpen. Caught the edge. A ball and 2 strikes to Prado.
Did you see that pitch there? Goes up and away, right? Not too many right-handed hitters can get to that baseball and do some damage, except the guy we just saw the other night up at the plate recently here, flying out to left field. That was Paul Goldschmidt. And that pitch right there wasn't even as high as the one Goldschmidt hit out to right center field. Look how high that was out of the strike zone.
Got him. Another outstanding inning for Houston Street, and the string of outs for Padre pitching has reached 18 straight. Fans waving rally towels. They've converted them. The Padres to end with a victory this 2013 season at Petco. Well, tomorrow on to San Francisco. Reigning champions, the San Francisco Giants, currently 1 game behind San Diego. And we hope you'll join us, as well as Fox Sports Live nightly programming. Tomorrow, Bert Smith will be on the mound, 6:30 broadcast time. He'll go against Ryan Vogelsong. Smith looking for his 2nd win in his rookie season. And Vogelsong 3-6 himself, an off year for him. Amarista. This is about as deep a slump as Alexei has ever experienced. 1 for 42. But it can get better in a hurry. Heal yourself with a solid base hit. 0-2. Will Harris, the new pitcher, making his 60th appearance. 4-1 mark. Opposing hitters at 263. Plenty of action on that breaking ball.
Yeah, that's a 12-6 curveball from Will Harris, also along with a fastball. Kind of low 90s, 92, 93-ish at times, hitting 95, and also he'll flip up the changeup. Probably his third best pitch.
Fan with a glove, able to reach up and spear that one.
Nice.
Take a look at it. Come on. Don't be too cool. And another.
No.
I thought he was going to throw it away, didn't you?
Yeah.
Again, the 2-2 pitch. And Marista fouling off several here as the pitch count. This will be 8 coming up in this at bat. Number 9 will be the charm. Outfield swung around toward left for Amarista.
A lot of pitches up in the zone.
And a ground ball to second. Prado there. One need to throw him out. Fuentes will be the hitter. First at bat for Raymond Fuentes. Came in the double switch an inning ago. Only 30 at bats since being recalled from Tucson, 4 for 30. Talking about a long swing last night. He has a long swing, doesn't he?
Yes, he does.
Harris quickly in front of Fuentes, 2 strikes.
Really, with them throwing fastballs away, you should be trying to take this ball to left instead of trying to pull it.
Strike 3 called. 3 pitches, and Fuentes takes the long walk. And to the top of the order, Will Venable.
Good located fastball here, down and in.
No doubt about that one. Hint, hint. Venable 0 for 3 today. He did walk. Right field, but innocent. Hara for the catch. And we go extra innings. And for Arizona, that is a common theme. more than 9 innings. This is the 25th time they've gone bonus panels. Put that in perspective, the National League record in a season for most overtime games is 27. They're only 2 away from that mark. And then when you get innings played in overtime, let's take another look at this. Most extra innings played in a season. You go back to 1918. The Washington Senators 82 extra innings, and Arizona 78. They could set that mark today, heaven forbid, if it goes 15.
Well, that's a lot of bonus baseball right there.
But they've done well when it does go extra innings. 17-7, including a game earlier in this series. Padres are 7-7. Nick Vincent, the new pitcher for the Padres.
Nick going old school with the pants and the stirrups. Hopefully walking away with a win this afternoon. Hold these Diamondbacks at 2.
Rookie Matt Davidson, then Gerardo Parra, and then the other rookie Chris Owings. Here in the 10th inning. Josh Colmenter, who got the win in the extra inning game on Tuesday night.
Well, right-handers this year off Nick Vincent only hitting at a 119 clip. It's the second best in the majors now. You know, number 1 is Craig Kimbrell of the Braves.
3-2 now the count on Matt Davidson.
Righties are hitting 118 off the Brave closer. That's pretty good company, Nick.
Strike 3 called. Bails himself out of a 3-1 count. Strikes out Davidson. That's a good pitch.
Dick, what you mentioned the other day, Tony, about like real estate, pitching is the same. Great location on that one, down and away. Not much you can do with that pitch.
19 straight Diamondbacks have come to the plate and made an out since the Prado home run in the 4th inning. Parra 0 for 3, 2 ground outs and a strikeout. '91 on the fastball.
It's like a watercolor out there, isn't it? Those clouds, blue sky.
Oh, it's beautiful. That's a painter's sky. Don't see clouds like that often here. Parra flips that one in the air toward Fuentes and left. And there's 2 away. Chris Owings, a couple of flyouts and a ground out for the former South Carolina Gamecock. Pride and joy of Ramona High School and Palomar Junior College is Nick Vincent. Number 2 all time in career wins at Palomar with 20 victories. He was a long shot, 18th round pick. 1-2.
He's definitely pounding the strike zone.
Yep. He does not get scared off, man. He just does a great job of dicing away, slicing away at the corners.
Got him swinging. Couple of strikeouts for Nick Vincent. Diamondbacks in order, 21 straight retired by Padre pitching. It'll be DeNorfia leading off the bottom of the 10th. Jerko and Headley, the Padres and the Diamondbacks tied at 2. Well, Denorfia had a magical walk-off against the flame-throwing Aroldis Chapman. One of the highlights of this season. Chapman doesn't get touched up very often. Just a little encouragement for Chris Denorfia.
I have to admit, I didn't see that one coming. Watching at home.
Josh Colementer got the win in the extra inning game on Tuesday night. Pride and joy of Homer, Michigan, and Central Michigan. He's a Chippewa, and he's part of this extra inning excess of the Diamondbacks this year. He has pitched in 21 innings that are after the 9th inning. Now you got to go back. The all-time record in modern-day baseball is Dick Raddatz, the big right-hander of the Boston Red Sox, in '61. He pitched 37 extra innings, and Colementer has 28 this year.
It's time to break out the rally shillelaghs this inning.
Two for 8 is Denorfia against the man he faces. Has that unusual delivery these days, over the top. Excuse me, swing and easy out for Goldschmidt. He gets a lot of outs like that. He just must be very deceptive.
Changeup's his best pitch.
Yeah, I mentioned it the other day when he was in the game, but that his arm action is. It actually goes behind his head, and then it's all up on top. You remember Chris Young? Yep. Chris Young was pretty much the same way. He topped out at 86 miles an hour. But guys would swing and miss, just swing through it.
Changeup's his best pitch. And it's straight over the top. You saw there, Denorfia was fooled by it.
Ooh, good cut there. Now, we mentioned that the Padre pitching has just totally shut down Arizona since the 4th. So look at that delivery again.
Yeah, it comes right from the back of his hat, and it's so quick from, watch, from right there, behind the hat, and then now all of a sudden it's going to go bam, very quickly. Tough to catch up. Tough to pick it up.
You know, we talked about the Padre pitching, retiring 21 in a row, but Arizona almost the match for that. The Padres have 1 hit since they scored their 2 runs back in the 3rd inning. That was the single by Medica in the 6th. Colementer's their long reliever, middleman, and obviously extra inning specialist. Lifted foul down the right field side. Well, Chet last night with a man on. No doubt about that one. Set it into the 2nd tier. Number 21. A 2-run shot.
That was a changeup. He just destroyed that last night.
Colementer is the 6th pitcher used by Kirk Gibson.
Challenging with the fastball right now.
Padres have used 4: Erlin, Gregerson, Street, and Vincent. The Snakes have employed Cahill, Thatcher, Rowe, Hernandez, Harris, and now Colementer. Another excuse me on the changeup. Tim Stauffer makes his home year-round here in California, up in Cardiff. Fly ball to right, and Parra's there. Here's Headley. Flied out, doubled in the run, grounded out, and was hit by a pitch. Cliff Pennington has gone into the game at shortstop as he comes in to visit with his pitcher. So Pennington is penciled in the 9th spot.
How about Chase Headley hitting righty off a righty?
That's really curious, isn't it? He was hit on the foot the last time up. Would that have impacted this decision?
Never know. It was on his front foot from the left side, correct? So now it would be his push-off foot, his back foot. Batting right-handed.
Or is it his experience hitting against Cole Mender, and maybe he just hasn't done well left-handed?
That's what I was thinking. Maybe he hadn't hit that changeup very well left-handed. Maybe he'd take a shot at it right-handed.
Ground ball at Goldschmidt, playing off the line. It pays off again. On we go. The 11th inning, tied at 2. He's rooting for Nick. Pinwheel the Diamondbacks 1-2-3, as has been the case 6 consecutive innings. Padre pitching, retiring Arizona in order. And you go back the inning before that, and the last 3 outs in order after the home run by Prado. The Toughmeister, Tuffy Ghostwish. 30-year-old former Arizona State Sun Devil. 8 years in the minors, finally getting a chance to hit in the big leagues. Compare him a bit with Chris Robinson. He does not have a big league home run. 8-for-38 in his first major league experience. 1-1. Got him. Oh, the development of Nick Vincent this year, just the progress that he has made.
Challenging with the fastball up in the zone, not much you can do there. And Nick has a little deception in his delivery as well. I would classify him as a true short armor, but that ball gets up on those hitters quickly. And of course, he's always been great with location, spotting that fastball.
Pennington, left field. That ball's carrying to the warning path. Fuentes makes the catch. One pitch, one out to Pennington, and now to the top of the outer, A.J. Pollock. Well, the news today, the commissioner of baseball, Bud Selig, announced he will retire when the current term ends in 2015. So he'll be here for the 2014 season and then retire before the start of the 2015 year. Commissioner since '92.
Boy, how time goes quickly, huh? That's, man, 22 years, 21 years? Maybe 22 years, rather, at the end of his term? If my math is correct. 23 years?
24 seasons.
Yeah.
He's done some really good things.
Yeah, interleague play, right?
Play, wild card play.
Yep.
Drug testing.
What is his current position on the DH for the National League?
That's a good question. I was, when the leagues went to 15 teams in each league, I wondered about that, because you have interleague play all year long, and you know, coming down the stretch here, you got some teams playing interleague play that I'm sure aren't real happy about having to play. The Tigers finishing the year out in Florida. I know they don't really want to do that.
You know, I can see the arguments for both of that. I mean, it takes the strategy out of the game. People say, oh, ho hum, all the pitchers pitching. You know, what's the big deal there? You know, the old double switches and scorecard management.
I like the you know, thinking ahead and thinking with the manager. I mean, that's a plus. But there's another issue here in terms of the National League adopting the DH. Not only that ball is hammered to center field, but Venable is able to get back and grab it for the out. To be continued. The DH in the National League. In Padre land, bottom of the 11th inning, a 2-2 tie. Remarkable. Since the end of the third inning, so 7 full innings of play, there's been a total of 1 hit from both sides. No hits for Arizona, 1 for the Padres. So maybe it's saving itself for 1 big hit. Tommy Medica starts it off. Pitcher spot is due next, and Jesus Guzman has a bat. That could be a base hit. That's a perfect swinging bunt. Nothing Colemetter can do but pick it up and take a bite out of it. Infield hit, Medica.
Not much you can say. Changeup.
Yep.
Medica over swings and tops it down the third base line. Colemetter, that's all you can do. You're not going to throw him out. All you can do is pick it up.
One hit from the last 48 batters in the game, so you get that to break the string, a swinging bunt. Here's Jesus Guzman.
I think he's swinging here because, I mean, Guzman really hasn't been successful bunting in the past when asked. I'm guessing he's going to be swinging.
He is. Ball one. That looked like a pretty good pitch. Just to briefly put some closure on the DH in the National League. And Josh Burns implied last night in the forum that baseball is concerned about the low run production. And they just feel fans want runs. And by bringing the DH to the National League, it'll make for more interesting baseball.
Oh, yeah, great. Take it out on the pitchers. More higher ERAs. That's great.
Well, they're the best athletes. They'll compensate.
Exactly. They'll make the adjustment,
Yeah,
right?
of course.
And there'll be less of them. Because you'll need a DH. So
that's true.
So there'll probably be one less guy now in the bullpen.
Unless you have Andrew Cashner, you got a pitcher and a DH.
There you go.
2-0. Guzman. Foul back.
See, I would think the pitchers wouldn't be happy with that. I would think that, you know, and I can understand their point. Okay, I can understand Major League Baseball's point. Okay, we want to put more offense in the game. You know, there aren't a whole lot of guys that you're going to call a DH.
Okay, I'll give you the DH. You give me 5 more inches on the mound.
I don't want the DH, to be honest.
But I'm just saying in generalization.
I'll give you 2 inches. I won't give you 5.
How about 3? Make it 3 and call it
2. Give you 2. Because most of them aren't 10 anyway. You're supposed to measure out to 10, right? 10-inch slope.
They're pretty much sticklers on that.
Well, now they are. They
used to. I know. Remember, every team would have different ones.
Philadelphia was like Mount Vesuvius.
You're right.
2-1. Guzman.
And some of them.
How much of a difference would you think that would make?
I think it'd make a big difference.
If we went from 10 to 12.
To 12?
Or even 10 to 11.
I think the advantage would be a little bit more. I don't think it'd be as significant as people think, but I think it would give them a little bit more of an edge.
I agree with you because we talk about it all the time downhill.
Sure.
You want to come downhill, and if you got an extra inch to come downhill, that makes it in the baseball a little bit tough.
3-1 to Guzman. High fly ball, left center. Doesn't have enough carry. Whoa, wait a minute. That ball misjudged. And it goes over the fence. A ground rule double. Unbelievable. A.J. Pollock appeared to have his sights on it, and all of a sudden, the ball was 10 feet over his head. A double, gift double to Guzman, and the Padres, with no one out, have the winning run at third.
I was watching the outfield.
Yeah, I was too. He lost it. He didn't know where it is.
Oh, and a bad break. I mean, there's nobody out second and third, but still, that ball bounces on the track and then bounces over.
Well, he lost that ball in that gray sky up there.
Had it not bounced over, Medica probably would have scored. The game's over. Now the Padres, second and third, infield in. Let's see if they walk Hundley here to load the bases. Yes. That's the play.
I wonder if they'll bring in an extra outfielder too, as maybe 5 infielders after the intentional walk here.
Well, Alexi Amarista, he opened that big 10-ounce can of base hits and it was empty. You know, there's not any in there. So he's going back into the clubhouse. And, you know, like those sardine cans, they're not very big, but sometimes there's a base hit in there.
You saw Kirk Gibson right there talking to bench coach Alan Trammell. Who knows what they're talking about, but the possibility after this, they just might go to 5 infielders.
So the bases are full. Medica, the winning run at third. Guzman with a fluke double as Charles Nagy goes on to talk to Josh Colmentor. He looks like he could give you a couple of innings, doesn't he? Great shape. Do you use the 5-man infield, Tony?
We used it a couple of times last year, but I'm not a big fan of it, to be honest.
What they do employ here, the Diamondbacks, is they bring their outfielders in softball depth.
Yeah.
So if the ball is a normal line drive single, it can be caught.
You know, with nobody out, probably the 3 outfielders, maybe with 1 out, you might want to think about 5 infielders for a better chance of a double play.
Yeah.
So nobody out, 3 outfielders.
Change up. That was a good call, wasn't it? You know that Amarista is eager to try to win it.
Well, he didn't throw him a strike. That's really the issue. Is you got to make him throw strikes. If he's not going to challenge the strike zone, okay.
Oh.
One hopper and a nice block by Tuffy Ghostwitz. We heard Alonso Powell, assistant hitting coach last night, saying part of the philosophy here is bases loaded, pressure's on the pitcher, not on you.
Sometimes you want to get it done so bad that you'll be willing to chase something out of the zone and be aggressive on a ball that's a so-so ball.
Fly to left field. It's foul, and left fielder Bloomquist, once it got into foul territory, wasn't about to catch it.
With that outfield halfway, you know, you can let a ball like that go and land in foul territory because you're going away from where you got to throw it. So you get a little bit of creativity out there, but you know, ball is into your territory, you got to catch it.
Medica carrying the winning run 90 feet away, no one out, bases loaded, and 1 and 2 to Amarista. Whoa, way up and in. Two balls, 2 strikes. Drama builds here in the bottom of the 11th inning in the final game of the home season. Ground ball up the middle, and Amarista has delivered the winning hit. Walk-off single. Padres win it 3-2. You got to be happy for the little ninja. It's been a tough time breaking out of a 1-for-43 slump with a game winner. A shot right back through the box. And the Padres take the series 3 out of 4 and win their 75th game of the season.
He went where he needed to go, right up the middle.
And with the infield drawn in, once it got by the pitcher, ball game. Well, there certainly has been a large share of emotion in this series, hasn't there? An extra inning win, 3-2. Let's go down to Laura.
All right, thank you, Dick. Okay, Tommy, not a whole lot of offense we had for most of this game. You're able to get the infield hit to get the offense going, and then, of course, Alexi Amarista able to get the hit that you needed. Walk us through that inning.
I mean, when you got good pitching going on out there, you got to just scrap, and when you get them in scoring position, you can get one in like Amarista did there. It's awesome. It's awesome.
As a rookie in this game, what do you take away from an inning like that for your future?
I mean that you got to battle up there. You can't take any at bat for granted. And once again, when you get guys in scoring positions, you got to put the ball in play, and good things normally happen.
You're certainly a long way from retiring, but watching Mark Kotsay this evening, an emotional day for him and his family. What do you think it means for the Padres to get a win for him tonight?
Oh, it's awesome. I mean, he's very emotional. I mean, you can tell. When you do something for 17 years, especially at this level, and you're winding, counting down your days, it's nothing better to win on a walk-off like that.
Great. Thanks so much, Tommy. Guys, Mark Kotsay, maybe this was a win for him.
Well, it may well have been. They certainly wanted to present him with a victory as he takes his final bow here at Petco Park. Our Carl's Jr. star of the game is indeed Alexi Amarista, delivering the walk-off base hit. They've been few and far between, but that's a big one for the little ninja. You'd never know that this Padre team has a losing record the way they treat this game.
Yep.
What joy. Okay, Mike Pomerantz, I hope you've got something to talk about.
I got a little of this, a little bit of that. You bet we do. We've got some great pitching we're going to tell you about in addition to Alexi Amarista's heroics. We're going to tell you about the pitchers who have retired the last 24 in a row. Now, if that isn't quality pitching, I don't know what is. So we'll have all that for you. You're going to hear from Buddy Black and our inside corner highlights. Sweeney against Grant. We'll see you in moments.